You're working on service ops, $100 billion market, where you're putting all the data from different department silos and building an AI native organization inside Freshworks. Tell us about what is service ops, what kind of data lake are you building, and why is it something you wish to bet on?
Yeah, I think we are moving from a service desk to a service ops kind of play. Service desk is you are putting services getting automated through AI agents and some of the, depending on the complexity of tasks. We call it the L1, L2, L3. So that the lower complexity tasks getting automated. The higher complexity tasks is where there is a little bit of human involved. When it comes to service ops, it's things that are happening around the enterprise. It's things that you don't notice. While we are speaking, the network is running. While you are speaking, something is being monitored. So all these devices, there are hundreds of devices that are being looked at and hundreds of services are running. We have an internet service, an email service. So all these services something could go wrong. It's keeping track of those signals, and if something goes wrong, alert it in the right place, and that way, and take an action. Because you know that if something goes wrong, the cost of fixing it could be much higher, depending on the size of the problem. So service ops is nothing but proactively keeping track of all the things that are happening, and then reacting or proactively acting to it even before the thing happens. Shifting left. So if somebody has a problem with their Zoom, and you log the ticket, and then somebody looks at it, and then somebody resolves it, it's too late because the person is trying to run a meeting, and you want to make sure that the person can finish their meeting. So you want to be able to say, okay, if Zoom slowness is happening across multiple users, you proactively go back and look at it. Maybe I need to sue something is Zoom an issue, or is it an internal issue, my network issue, troubleshoot it, and then make sure that the problem doesn't happen or the problem doesn't get bigger. And that's where the service operations is going to be a key role. Like there are so many agents running in a system, smart and some not smart, and devices and signals. There's so much of noise and all this data, and all this data is being absorbed. And then you're tying it back to your context. In this case, the data. This could be your CMDB, which is where you have information about all your endpoints, could be laptops or iPads or whatever, or your servers or your cloud resources. And you want to be able to connect the dots and say, if this goes wrong, this affects this service. Yeah. That context is important. When somebody says I have a Zoom issue, you want to be able to, you don't want to say what laptop, what things. The system should be smart enough to say, oh, you're running a Mac OS 15.0 and Mac OS 15.0 has a Zoom upgrade that needs to be done. Let me make sure the Zoom upgrade is done so that you can move forward with it, right? You don't want the user to specify because the user does not have all the answers. In a normal case, you log a ticket and then somebody looks at it and then it may come back. And by the time the person has already lost the opportunity to finish the meeting.